We're live on Rockfin, YouTube, X, and we'll shortly be live on, well, we're not live. I said Rockfin. I lied.
Vimeo.
I actually just lied.
We're on Vimeo.
I lied again. But we are now live on Rockfin.
Okay.
And Rumble. Should be live on Rumble also. Let's go ahead and dive in today. Dems pace and lead their voters. Who will replace Biden if he's going to get replaced? And the media targets RFK Jr. today with a couple of interesting stories. The latest, I'm sure you've seen much of this, Ian, on Biden Watch 2024. Will he stay or will he go? The latest today that is being reported is that the dam is broken. And it started, well, there's already people saying that he should step down, but it really started when this guy, Lloyd Doggett, who's a Democrat congressman, became the first sitting member of Congress to call for Biden to withdraw from the race. So that's somebody in office who said, he's got so much damn dignity. It'd be a shame if he didn't just dignify it by going out with such dignity in the greatest first term in the history of the presidency. That's basically the narrative of the people who...
Well, I wonder who the second person was. Who was the first person to agree to that guy?
To fall? To be the guy to break that dam?
Yeah, because that's who influenced everyone else, really.
I don't know if there's been other Congress people who have done it. I know that
he's the only one?
I don't know if he's the only one. I know that he was the first. It happened earlier today. That dude who ran, there's a list of like 7 prominent Democrats, but only this guy was in office. There's people who used to be in office who said, it's time to go. A lot of them were Obama staffers. They're kind of framing it as Biden family versus Obama family. It's all a facade.
Very Shakespearean.
Yeah, in my opinion. And what's the Chinese guy that ran? Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang. Yeah. He's going to be Andrew Wang when Biden gets all that free time. He said he needs to step down, and people are talking about, some of these people are saying that they would throw their support towards Kamala. Actually, I just saw something pop up on the screen that another congressperson has said Trump's going to win, and he's okay with that. And I believe this person was saying Biden needs to step down, but I just saw that come across the news desk here. The news wire came to my desk. What do they say? Need to get a wire.
Yeah.
Like a news wire.
Just in.
We should start doing it. And the old-timey voice of breaking news on the propaganda report, huh?
Trump.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Back when Joe was a kid. But while this list grows of people who are calling for Biden to step aside, the left-leaning media continues to be critical of and push Biden officials on what's the truth about Joe's health. Like they're really going after him. I've heard people on the right compliment Jake Tapper, which I would remind them that these very people who are pretending and are going after or trying to get the truth, they're the ones who were covering up Joe Biden's condition for the past 4 years.
They're the ones that just had an epiphany. Oh, my God, did you see that debate performance? I'm shocked. That's the first time I've ever had any clue.
They had no idea. Only Jill Biden knew is the story they would have you to believe.
Oh, yeah. She covered it up. She's a good wife.
She's that good.
Joe, don't you fucking quit, Joe. I just made the cover of Vogue. She fucking quit.
They turned her into a supervillain overnight, you know.
Yeah. Get down these fucking steps, Joe.
She's probably just beats the hell out of him.
Oh, yeah. Straps him into bed, just like Mommy Dearest.
And Hunter's fucking her.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Like I said, it's very Shakespearean.
Absolutely. This, to me, is all role-playing that the media is doing for the purpose of kind of behavior modeling for their audience so that they can pace and lead the persuasion tactic, their brainwashed audiences from the ride or die, no matter what I see with Biden, which is where the people are, Like some people are there. Somebody that we know said to Josh after the debate, "Oh, no, Biden won that debate. He just has a stutter." So these are the most hardened, future new recruits of the new Bolshevik army. And so they have to take these people they did such a good job of propagandizing, and they have to pretend to be in their position, the media does, and reflect oh my gosh, I'm just as shocked as you, brainwashed dipshit. And they have to play this thing out where we have to convince Joe we just now saw this, and Joe's a decent man. We need to just get Jill to talk some sense into him.
I don't talk as smooth as I used to.
Right. Yeah. During the day.
I don't walk as good. But how to tell the truth.
I don't know when I use the bathroom. It's so he wasn't even sharp during that. But you know what they did? They unbuttoned one of his buttons on his shirt, and they gave him better lighting.
Yeah. He should have ripped his shirt off. He needs to do something drastic. Get some Oakley razor blades, wear like a tight, like
put him in his mouth?
Like a cyclist shirt. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like get something colorful and real tight.
If he came up on a unicycle to give a speech, that would be impressive to me.
Yeah, he needs to do something drastic fast.
Well, the drastic thing that they're suggesting that he's going to do. Well, wait, I'm going to take this back for a second. Just a couple weeks ago, they were saying cheap fakes, remember?
Oh, I know.
So that was just a setup so the media can act surprised. That's all that was.
Yeah, so stupid. So stupid.
And go ahead.
I was thinking a great body switch movie would be.
You love those.
I know. I love body switch movies. I can just watch them all day. Having Hunter and Joe switch places.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
That'd be
great.
That'd be
so funny.
And Hunter wouldn't be able to get his words out. He'd be just like
Joe.
Smoking crack.
Bodies.
Exactly the same. Yeah. He'd feel better, probably. Hunter would. Joe would be masturbating in a sensory deprivation tank.
Oh my gosh!
What's up, JC? What's up, Bad Christian?
No, but having Trump and Joe switch bodies would be really funny.
I wish maybe we can make that happen. There's got to be some sort. Maybe Fauci can get on the job, or Dr. Jill. Maybe Dr. Jill, just calling her doctor, went to her head. And she's like, I know if Joe's okay or not.
Yeah, she probably goes into Walgreens and just walks behind the pharmacy counter. She's like, I'm a doctor. I can take any of this.
Right. She just has.
Here's my doctor badge.
They just let her do it.
Yeah. Well, I guess she's
while
a
Hunter
doctor,
masturbates in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah, Mom. Get more of the good stuff, Mom.
It's so sexy when you rob the pharmacy, Mom.
Get it, Mom.
It's so sexy. So, yeah, they're pacing and leading their audience to get them from where they originally propagandized them to where they will also say, we love Joe, but it's probably better if the old guy steps aside and goes out with dignity. And that's a key word they're using a lot. I believe that they will do this charade a little bit longer, and then Biden will have some public appearance that goes well. It'll be during the daytime, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., not during the sundowning hours that people who have dementia like him.
Sure.
Which is what we saw.
Sure.
And nobody brings that up until today, actually. But I think that there's going to be some sort of announcement, and perhaps that could come as early as this weekend, as the news broke today that Biden's going to be doing his first post-debate interview with, this will be a surprise to no one when you hear who it is, former Clinton staffer and ABC News propagandist, George Stephanopoulos. Snuffleupagus. Yeah. He's, I believe, 4'7".
Yeah.
Fit him right in your pocket, which the Clintons
adorable. He's adorable.
He's adorable, but he's vicious.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna really ask some hard-hitting questions.
Well, that's the thing with him is he could be somebody who is helping Joe do what on the surface they're claiming he's trying to do, and the donors have called for him to do. He needs to go out right now and do all these long interviews with a bunch of different networks. So they even say that he's got interviews set up with a group of black journalists and Latino journalists, which I hope to God those happen.
Yeah.
I don't know that they will. I believe that he could tell Stephanopoulos that he is going to pass the torch. This is the perfect person to kind of handle something like that in a dignified, celebratory way. And the reason I don't believe it's him trying to kind of show he still has it, and that was just a one-night thing. He's over that cold that he had that causes dementia. He no longer has that dementia.
Yeah, it's a 72-hour dementia.
Right, yeah. You just got to take some Robitussin or whatever it is. And the interview, it's not going to be live. So it's going to be recorded on Friday, early in the day, almost definitely. And then they're going to show us pieces of it Saturday and Sunday, and then in full on Monday, which kind of seems like...
Wow, like a miniseries.
Like a miniseries leading to a dramatic moment. And it proves not at all. You can't go do long-form interviews that aren't live to show that the debate that you did that was live with no notes, to show that you aren't that person. Yeah. He might announce that he's passing the torch. He might hand a torch directly to George Stephanopoulos, who will then...
He goes, ow.
Obviously, he'll burn.
Ow.
The whole studio will go down in flames.
Why did he bring a torch in here? Why did he bring a fucking torch in here?
We didn't mean it literally, Joe.
The curtains in the studio just get on fire. He dies in a fire.
Wow.
Kamala jumps up and down. She's now the president, and she says, I'm a dictator on day one, motherfuckers. She pours herself a giant glass of white wine and just glub, 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 glubs it.
Chugs a bottle of Ambien.
Smashes it. Kills her husband.
Kills gay Dougie.
Kills Dougie.
Right. Brings in...
Kicks him out a window.
It brings in Stacey Abrams as our first gentleman. Bad Christian says some are saying they will put in Pete Buttigieg.
Booty judger.
That's an interesting... Right, that's going to be an interesting...
Edge.
Yeah, that's what... No, you can't have Buttigieg without the edge.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting to me.
God, going to school with that guy.
Oh, you went to school with him?
No. I'm just thinking of people who have unfortunate names like that.
Yeah, and to be gay and to have that name as well, it's almost like, well, that's my name. Guess I'll be gay.
What's in the name?
Yeah. So, yeah, this is going to happen on Friday, and a lot of time for editing. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But we did have a couple of nice moments today in the press briefing with Jean-Claude Pierre or whatever the hell her name is. Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Pierre. And let me get this on the screen here. So finally, some journalist found the courage to ask a question that I've been saying should be asked for 4 years, and so have many others. But they finally got the courage to ask it after Biden already answered it with his performance in that debate. And here it is. You see that? Is that up there? Yeah, there we go. This is the guy. This is the brave guy right here. And the black woman behind him, thinking about how racist this guy is.
Yep.
One of my colleagues behind me shouted a similar question to what I'm going to be asking you, but I think given what happened on Thursday, given the reporting in the New York Times and other outlets about the president's more frequent lapses, losing his train of thought, all of us saw what happened on Thursday where he simply could not form coherent answers to many or some, if you will, of the questions, and appeared to lapse into nonsensical answers at the end. We beat Medicare. for instance. I'm going to ask something delicate, and
just ask it,
you may not like it. The president may not like to hear it if he's watching, but I think the American people need to get a yes or no answer on this. Does President Biden, at 81 years old, have Alzheimer's, any form of dementia, or degenerative illness that would cause these sorts of lapses? And it's a yes or no question. And if you don't know, why don't you, as one of his senior staff members, know?
I have an answer for you. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
It's a no. And I hope you're asking the other guy the same exact question. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so the answer to that question is yes.
Yeah. And I hope you're asking the other guy that same question.
That's so great that they throw that in. That's like a good bit. But yeah, obviously he has dementia.
It's the credibility problem, because that's the credibility. How are they going to overcome this?
Well, I think this is
fractured media landscape.
Well, I think this is all part. I think that the Biden administration and the media and the Democrats, I think that this is a plan that they're all playing this role in.
Okay.
To pace and lead, they're because they can't just like right away go, okay, we got to take him out, because then I think it would just be too blunt and obvious to those people who they've spent 4 years telling that he's fine and saying he is our guy. They have to like discover it together with their brainwashed audience, and I think this is part of that, because you look at this and she's just very short with it, and that makes you go, oh my gosh, maybe she didn't really so I think this is all part of the little play they have going on.
When she has to come out and announce it, she's going to say something like, as we know, as we've seen, and I've said all along, the president is not who he was 3 years ago.
Right.
She's going to say something like
he's
that.
He's older and he's wiser.
He's wiser, but he's slower. And
yeah. He doesn't speak
Alzheimer's
like he used to.
Yeah.
And his opponent has the morals of an alley cat, whatever that means. Remember that? So that's like a thing now that he says.
Morals of an alley cat.
Who hears that and goes, "Oh, those fucking alley cats, man."
Oh yeah.
Who has a reference to it?
What he's talking about.
Yeah, who's got that frame of reference? I was raped by an alley cat. An alley cat grabbed a girl I know by the pussy and raped her in a department store. I guess. I don't. It's a weird reference. Another nice moment during the debate, or not the debate, during this hearing here. Wait. Hold on. Sorry, I just heard it before I played it. It's just so funny. Which, it's like, they're only asking this stuff now because they've been free to... Anybody who's an actual journalist would have asked this stuff the day before he was in office, when he was running in 2020, because it was obvious then.
They were assured by the powers that be that the performance at the debate was going to be fine. You don't have to worry about it. Just go to the debate. You just watch it.
Right.
And they were now, they were hung out to dry, and they're pissed. I think that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of being hung out to dry there.
Yeah.
I think the people around him know what's going on, though.
Sure.
I think he's
the
been out of it.
Probably know about it, but I think there's a couple guys. I think there's some people in that sitting in the White House, press briefing, who really think that they're doing a dutiful job. I do think there's some people who are that misguided.
That guy who asked that question, it was very difficult for him to, he had to do some pre-qualifying for like a minute before he finally said what was obvious to anybody who watched the debate.
Because he had to be very careful about not losing his job.
Right, or getting killed.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, by this lesbian.
Yeah.
This is very short and sweet. I love this.
No, and let me finish with your colleague.
Oh, wait.
Let me finish with your colleague.
Let me take it back. Where was the number there? I think I went a little bit past it. 1 second. 2049, yeah. A little bit early. Here we go.
In this instance, It was a bad night.
Is he disabled?
No, and let me finish with your colleague, please. And I know, but shouting out.
He just shouted, "Is he disabled?
Is he retarded?
Is he brained?" I love that, dude. Like, that's one of those moments, like you're in the back of an improv theater. You can just say, "Does he suck dick?" It's just like anything.
A bad night.
Is he disabled?
Losing control.
It's just like, just don't. Can you? No. And again, the answer is yes. He's disabled. Clearly, he's disabled.
I know he's a piece of shit, but when I see someone that bad off, I do feel bad for them, and I get really pissed at the family.
I hesitate to even say this because I saw, I think it was a CNN story reporting on Fox News, not a Fox News series of stories, and the headline was like, Fox News used the term elder abuse 42 times between noon and 2 a.m. It's just like, well, it looks a lot like elder abuse.
Yeah. That's not abuse. Calling out the abuse is not abuse.
No, yeah, that's the abuse. That's the disinformation.
Yeah, I think Big Mike see this comment.
Yep.
I don't know. I think Big Mike looks good on paper. I don't know if Big Mike holds up.
Well, it depends how aroused Big Mike is. I did see an article a moment ago said the odds makers are shifting to Big Mike.
Are they really?
Some of them, yeah. And I'll show you actually what some of the betting odds. I'm
bad at picking. I really am. So
I don't. Well, it's not Big Mike's favor. There's actually been a drastic shift in the betting odds on Predict It. Before one more quick clip from Carl Bernstein, just to show you just the level of this operation. Because Carl Bernstein, nobody's more full of shit than Carl Bernstein. And when he comes out, just, you have to be so captured to not look at these people pretend, like I said a moment ago, like they didn't know any of this. And all of a sudden, these sources are coming out to them. I think I froze.
Yeah.
Can you hear me still?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. All right. You did freeze, though.
Yeah, I'm going to pop out for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
We'll be fine. See, we're doing fine. Doing just fine. Yeah, so Brad will be back any second now, and we can continue talking about Joe Biden's dementia. Brad, we were having a great time.
Yes. I could tell. We got Gretchen Whitmore, the fake victim of an entrapment plot by a bunch of undercover feds. All right, here's the Carl Bernstein is such a. You remember Carl Bernstein of Watergate? Oh yeah. Everything about Carl Bernstein makes me think the Watergate thing was all set up too.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like, what else did they do that was so great?
Right. Nothing really. Nothing. They called Trump a dictator.
Kind of like I don't think Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote Good Will Hunting. I think that's a bullshit fake story.
Joe Biden wrote it.
Yeah, Joe Biden wrote it.
Here is Bernstein. Well, maybe not. I'm gonna refresh that real quick.
New reporting from Carl Bernstein, CNN political analyst and author and legendary journalist. So,
is that a ponytail? What is that little hair he's got going?
Is that? Yeah. He hasn't got his hair cut since COVID.
Yeah, Anderson needs to cut that hair.
Carl, according to the people you've been talking to, what are you hearing?
Well, these are people, several of them, who are very close to President Biden, who love him, have supported him, and been among them are some people who have raised a lot of money for him. And they are adamant that what we saw the other night, the Joe Biden we saw, is not a one-off, that there have been 15, 20 occasions in the last year and a half when the president has appeared somewhat as he did in that horror show.
I mean, I have seen 20 occasions of him appearing that way in that horror show. I didn't need Carl Bernstein and secret sources to reveal this to me.
Oh my gosh, what a bombshell!
Right, but that's how they present this. And Anderson Cooper looks at it seriously. I'm just as shocked as you. And I saw what happened, and I went to my sources inside the White House. It's so fake.
Oh my gosh, and you're right. I mean, it really was. It really was a matter of 5 days between cheap fakes and we got to get rid of this guy.
I know. You're a conspiracy theorist if you say anything about it for years. And now they're like, well, it's been happening for years. Yeah. No, we know.
Yeah.
This is all for...
It's infuriating. It's part of the demoralization tactic.
Too.
I really think it is. They're just trying to demoralize us.
I think that is always part of it. I just think they're speaking to the friend of ours who does improv.
Yeah. Well, they've got to rein in this fractured media landscape. That phrase keeps coming up. They say it a lot.
Yep.
They say it a lot.
And they're trustworthy now because they're questioning the president.
This fractured media landscape.
I mean, he could have gone up there and sucked himself off. Mm-hmm. And the media could be like, oh, is...
We lost your sound. We lost your sound, Brad. Just right when it was getting good. See, I told you. So Brad got a wireless mic, and I told him, I said, wireless, you really think that's a good idea? I mean, what if it goes out? He goes, well, if it goes out, it's over, dude. That's it. Show's over. So apparently this is it. This is the last time we're doing Propaganda Report. It's over. It's been a lot of fun. It's been, I feel like I don't want to say family, but like a neighborhood. We're like a neighborhood without a neighborhood watch, right? I mean, or a homeowners association. We don't need any of that shit. We take care of ourselves.
Hey, we don't need any of that shit, dude.
Yeah.
We don't need it. I'm back, dude. I got this stupid cord, though, that I was trying to avoid. I was very good. I did. I said it's over if it goes out. Yeah. And you did some weird voodoo magic to zap these things out. They're probably pieces of trash anyway. Okay, I'm back. I'm back though, Zach.
Good.
So, okay. All right, so let's look and see where predictit.org. You're familiar with predictit.org, and I think I've showed it to you before.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar through you, sure.
Betting site. And Biden has dropped 20 cents since last night. He was at 68 cents. The way that it works is...
Oh, up to $1? Is that the...
Yeah,
20 cents is a lot.
Oh, it's a ton.
Yeah.
So Biden was at 68 last night. Basically, if you bought Biden, he's at 48 cents right now. If you bought one stock in Biden or one share and he wins, then you win 52 cents. You get a $1. Mm-hmm. And that he was at 68. You see he's down 20, and Kamala Harris is up 18. So she's risen substantially. So he had 68 to 14.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's a 54-point lead yesterday. That's been trimmed down to 16. And then Gavin Newsom coming in third with 12, then Gretchen. And then Big Mike, Hillary Clinton at 4 cents. I'd love to see Hillary move up the ranks.
I'd love to see Hillary back.
I would too.
It would be so fun. I feel like we deserve
another rematch.
Yeah. God, this is such a fun TV show.
It really is, isn't it? It's better than anything on these streaming networks.
Yeah, none of these other guys. No Bernie Sanders, you're done. Old news. No Pete Buttigieg. I don't think J.B. Pritzker.
I don't even know who J.B. Pritzker is.
I can't remember where he's the governor.
Pete Buttigieg, 1 cent. So he's dropping. Bernie Sanders, Warren, AOC.
She's even
Stacey
on the board.
Abrams
She's
in
above
there.
Stacey Abrams, huh?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Why is Robert Kennedy Jr. so far down? Well, because this is for the
because he is anti-vax or anti-COVID vax.
Yeah, man. Gavin Newsom is probably the most threatening on there. But I think I don't know. I wonder if when most of America hears about his ideas of turning America into California, if they'll freak out and run the other way.
I don't know. Those Chinese kids he molested on the basketball court in China, and they didn't run anywhere.
Such a creep.
He's a creep, but he's a normal looking politician.
Well, Alex Jones said that he was Christian Bale from American Psycho, and that is stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's
ever
good.
Since it's
it does
so
come up as that,
accurate.
doesn't he? Yeah, absolutely. And a couple more quick things. So this is an email I got. I get all these activist emails. This is what they're telling their really loyal people is I sign up as Johnny Blastoff to the Indivisible group.
I love it.
It's a special newsletter they sent. What do we do after the debate? Johnny had timed this newsletter to come after our movement's weekend of action. I should read it more like them. After our movement's weekend of action and the Dobbs anniversary and the first presidential debate. This is a rapid response letter, so let's get right to the news. And the news, the debate, oof. And this is how this guy talks. He has this kind of inflection. He used to work for, I can't remember which Democrat in the House in Congress, but he was an aide who's led this national activist organizing campaign starting in 2016. Here's my personal opinion on the debate. Biden turned in a terrible performance and Trump was unhinged, nonsensical, lie-spewing, convicted felon who refused to accept the last election results or the next one. It was painful to watch. But here's the thing. Ultimately, my personal opinion on this doesn't matter. I know who I'm voting for. You know who you're voting for. We don't need convincing. The question is what impact this had on voters who aren't already with us. The folks who don't like politics, who find elites of both parties untrustworthy, and who aren't currently thinking about the stakes of the election. In the days to come, we're going to get a ton of data about how these voters reacted to the debate. And frankly, there's no reason to think that Biden won people to our side. I also don't think there's much reason to think Trump won them over here. Then he goes on to basically he bashes Trump, what they call lies, which aren't really opinions. And then it gets to what we mentioned during the live stream. It's about kind of the policies and the message and not really the person. So I feel like with this, even though they show support for Biden, they are like they do end it here by saying, we know the stakes. It's what makes us engaged, and we need to blast this out again and again as creatively as possible. So here's my take on the debate. Ask not what Biden can do to win the election. Ask what you can do to help defeat Trump. So that to help defeat Trump doesn't necessarily include Biden, which it's not really a surprise that Biden is going to be out. But to see it in those emails is interesting. And if you want to see the new poll results that are being paraded around today about which Democrat candidate in CNN's poll might lead, here is a little taste of that.
Wait.
And we tested what would it look like if Vice President Kamala Harris was in a matchup against Donald Trump and not Joe Biden.
And
the Vice President actually does a little bit better against Trump than Joe Biden does. She pulls the race within margin of error, no clear leader. Donald Trump at 47%, Kamala Harris at 45%. We also tested Gavin Newsom, Pete Buttigieg, Gretchen Whitmer. You see here, those Democrats, they kind of perform like Joe Biden. Donald Trump is beating them right now outside the margin of error. Only Kamala Harris in this poll of these Democrats tested is getting this race within the margin of error down.
All right.
And that was a question that was asked during the press conference today. Was Kamala is polling better than Biden? And the response was kind of, well, yeah, we're not going to comment on that, but Biden is, he has age and wisdom. Is what she said.
Okay. What if he steps down, hands her the torch? She's President Kamala Harris before the election, even if it's just for a couple of months. And you know how shameless they are. They're going to say, re-elect Kamala. Well, they can't say that, can they?
They can say whatever they want.
Elect president. But they're going to say she's already president. Man, I almost had him, Brad. You know, sometimes they get away from you. Right as
I know where
right
you're
as you're
going
closing in.
Yeah, I know the message you were going for. So re-elect the Biden Kamala.
Yeah, but they're trying.
Like
I think they're going to try to get us used to her in the role. They just have to see her. They just have to see that she's not retarded.
And that's what these polls are for, to make it look like she's
Yeah.
going to have the better chance against Trump. Because there was another poll they showed where they asked Biden and Trump supporters, are you more voting for Biden or against Trump? And it was like 75% were voting against Trump. Whereas Trump supporters were like the other way around. It's like 75 for Trump and against Biden. And so if it's against Trump, then you just slot somebody in who's not retarded. Although Kamala's not really, I don't know if she gets over that hurdle.
I mean, after the debate, I think they've set the bar low. She can identify as elected. Yeah, she can identify as elected.
Yeah, she already does as black sometimes, or African American, even though she's not.
God, we'll have to listen to her. No, I can't do that.
So I kind of hope that does happen, because before, or when Biden was elected, I predicted at the time that he would not finish his term and that we would get our first black female president by him stepping down. So, I'm just hoping that for my own selfish reasons. And so we have a guest actually who just showed up.
Oh.
And but before we bring the guest in, I'm going to show you what Trump has been doing, or at least whoever manages his True Social account is he's got a couple. But Trump just posts ad after ad after ad on his True Social account, and some of them are funny. Or whoever posts, I don't know. He probably doesn't do it, but which one was it? Okay, this post here says, when you think about Joe Biden, the Joe Biden you saw at the debate, ask yourself a question, and then it has a video, and this is the video. Well, that's not the video. Oh, at least my retarded screen is pulling a Joe Biden again.
Jeez.
It's unbelievable, dude. Here we go.
When you think about the Joe Biden you saw in the debate, ask yourself a question. Do you think the guy who was defeated by the stairs, got taken down by his bike, lost a fight with his jacket, and regularly gets lost, makes it 4 more years in the White House? And you know who's waiting behind him, right? Vote Joe Biden today and Kamala Harris tomorrow.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
That's actually a pretty good ad. This is a smart ad.
That's funny. And not only did he approve it, he probably laughed his ass off when he saw it. That's a funny ad. That's a funny ad. All the comedy is on their side right now, I gotta say.
I love this image too, where Trump's walking away from the helicopter and his tie is just blowing in the wind. And speak of the devil, Ian. I didn't know this was gonna happen, but
hello, fellas. It's been a long time. Been very busy.
Mr. President.
Been very busy. I've been touring my cell at Rikers.
Oh, you've been touring your cell at Rikers?
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. I'm like Brer Rabbit. Don't throw me into the briar patch. Please, don't throw me into the briar patch.
Yeah, that's smart.
Making precedents.
Yeah. Are you expected? You think you're going to end up in Rikers?
Well, it'd be the worst decision they could ever make. I'll tell you that's for sure.
No, for those prisoners you turned into your bottom, it certainly would.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be the bottom.
No, you don't think?
Of course not.
I'd be able to bring my own gang in with me, too.
Really? Who would you pick?
Secret Service.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought maybe Steve Bannon.
Would it be a special, hand-picked Secret Service detail? What would you be looking for?
Ex-Navy SEALs.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I plan on pulling a kingpin if I get in there. That whole place would be mine, and I'd be making pasta every night.
Yeah, then you bring the Punisher in.
So that guy from CNN, I'm wondering how they got that manatee to fit in that suit.
The manatee that was talking about the poll results.
Yeah, he was a big fat guy, wasn't he?
Well, they're mammals, sir. So yeah, He was. He sure
was a
sir.
big fat guy. So.
You know, people say I got small hands. His hands were tiny, tiny hands.
You can't even see him because of the size of his body.
Yeah, that guy, he was a big fatso. You know,
Yeah.
if he just stuck to a McDonald's diet, he'd be fine.
Now, what do you think he eats?
Dog shit.
Oh, jeez.
Right out of the butthole.
It's very fattening. I read a study.
Apparently,
yeah.
Just straight out of the butthole.
A lot of cholesterol. Straight out. Mr. President.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
This is a family show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you aired at 4:00 in the afternoon, Brad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's the
a lot
kind
of kids
thing.
are listening to the show right now, Mr. President.
I mean, there's going to be a story on CNN later probably saying the president said that his political opponents eat straight from the butthole, and that's not going to look good for you.
Well, you know, any publicity is good publicity as long as they spell your name right. TRUMP.
That's true. That's true.
Who would you rather go up against, or do you think it will be Joe? Are we misguided in thinking that he's going to be?
I mean, I want to go up against Joe. It's going to be a catwalk, you know? And I'm going to be doing a little dance on it.
Yeah, it's going to be. That's an interesting description of that. Have you done? You probably used to do catwalks. Your mom was a bit of a.
Well, you know, I ran the Miss Universe pageant, Brad.
That's true. So you know what you're talking about with
I know a lot
those.
about modeling.
Is there one you fear the most of that list?
Well, you know, I feel that Gavin Newsom might steal my slogan of MAGA, Make America Gay Again.
That's true. Well, what about Pete Buttigieg, though?
Pete's not, he's going to be too busy getting banged by the DMC to make it in.
Wow. Mr. President, you're on
a roll. You are on fire.
I'm not the one saying the F word on your show, Brad.
Well, so you took that as carte blanche.
Yep, I took it as carte blanche.
But it's just these are going to be all over the news tomorrow, sir.
Yeah.
You know, these sound bites.
You know, if it is, I'd be lucky.
With the unlimited power too, they say you're a king, and you can, if Joe doesn't have the SEAL Team 6 assassinate you, you can have him assassinate him.
Yeah.
That's what they tell us now.
Who do you think SEAL Team 6 is more loyal to?
Well, probably not the guy who said their name on national television, Barack Obama.
Yeah, it's true. Are you banging pots and pans?
Yeah, I like to bang them around my kitchen to wake me up a little bit at night.
That's wow. It's learning a lot about you, Mr. President. We have a question here from Bad Christian. Who's your VP pick going to be?
We'll see. We'll see after the RNC.
You're not going to give us.
You're not going to give us a hint? What are you looking
if
for?
If I could pick a vice president, I'd probably just pick myself.
True. Okay, you probably would.
You could clone yourself.
Maybe I'll go ahead and tell you a few things. I can't pick. I can't pick anyone from Florida, so little Marco Rubio's out of the.
Unless they move, they can move.
You think they're gonna move, Brad?
To be your vice president, sir? Maybe.
I mean, it takes a lot to move. They say it's one of the most stressful things you could ever do.
That is true.
It is. I just went through a move, Mr. President.
Oh, wow. And did you hire some big, strong, burly men to help you out with that?
I did. Ian helped me.
Yeah.
One of our other friends helped, but other than that, it was just me. I am the big, strong man, Mr. President.
He was very big. He was very strong during the move.
When'd you start wearing LA hats?
He got in a gang.
Yeah, I joined a gang. I mean,
are you part of the Crips?
Yeah.
I can't say.
Well, I'll find out.
Well, just consider me for that prison gang, Mr. President. There's a story about another one of your potential opponents, Mr. President, today, because the media is kind of going after RFK. You might have something to say about this. RFK is actually, he is being accused today of a couple of things. One of them being that he ate a dog. They're saying that he was on vacation and that he was boastfully eating a dog in a photo. RFK Jr. ate a dog. Photo appears to suggest. That's quite a headline, isn't it?
That is quite a headline.
That sounds like fake news to me. But was he in an Asian country?
Photo appears. No, he was in. I don't know where he was. He was in Korea.
Yeah, they said an Asian country, Brad. Korea's an Asian country.
Well, I know. I was just being a little more specific.
But like, they eat household animals in those Asian countries.
Well, I'm not even going to show the photo because it's probably with the
pretty disgusting
image of your dog, like he's holding a stick with, if somebody didn't say it's a dog, you might not think that.
Right.
But the photo they show.
I mean, is it furry?
No, they would have taken the hair off.
The hair's gone. It's cooked, Mr. President.
It's like a pig on a spit.
Yeah, exactly. Except they say it's a dog. But RFK, he corrected the record during an interview, and it was actually, what was it? It was
a small child.
Oh, it was a small child that he ate. No, it was a goat, and they eat. Like he confirmed, he said, we made sure it wasn't a dog, which is a weird thing to say, that back 10 years or 14 years ago, we made sure it wasn't a dog. Yeah. But hopefully it wasn't a dog. Because that...
How do you make sure?
When I was younger, I had a dog
I don't know.
away, and I was worried that it got to the Chinese restaurant and they cooked it up, so...
You could have eaten your own dog.
I would be surprised if they were cooking dogs over there,
That could be construed as a bit racist, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Why don't you just thought police me?
Well, no, Mr. President,
the
maybe
Democrats want people eating bugs. What's the big deal if RFK's eating a dog then for them?
Mr. President, maybe your dog found a new home. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe they ran away and found a new home.
Well, he came back, so he came back.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully not with Joe Biden. But this is what they went after RFK.
Here we go.
They say which is always every presidential candidate this happens to, the truth. Sometimes maybe it's true, sometimes it's just a lie. But he's being accused of sexually assaulting his kid's nanny. I don't know when, but here is him being asked about that and his answer.
I've said this from the beginning. I am not a church boy. I am not running like that. I said I had a very, very rambunctious youth. I said in my announcement speech that I have so many skeletons in my closet that if they could all vote, I could run for king of the world.
You're talking there about the nanny situation. I mean, I do have to ask her. I mean, are you denying it or not?
I'm not going to comment on it.
All right. Well, I gave you the opportunity, and
I've said this from the beginning.
It's a strange answer. They probably they sprung it on him, and I get that if you address every crazy claim that's made against you, then you're going to spend all your time addressing crazy claims. Ron Paul used to get asked by Fox News. They'd ask normal questions to other candidates, and they'd say, "We have Ron Paul here. On Ron Paul, there is a supporter of yours down in Texas, which is like the equivalent of somebody with 3 followers on X who just tweets something random, today." And they say, "He says that he's in a gay sexual relationship with you. Will you denounce this supporter of yours?" You have no idea who this person is. Right. It's the craziest person you can find. And Ron Paul just takes his mic off and walks away. Because those are the only questions he faces because he's not in one of the 2 main parties. So there might be some of that going on there. But his
Saagar also Saagar just kind of, from what we saw in the clip, Saagar just kind of threw in there. I assume you're talking about the nanny situation.
Yeah, right.
Well,
right.
What he probably should have done is said, no, you shouldn't make that assumption.
Yeah,
it's not what I'm talking about. Because I think he just instead said, I'm not going to talk about it. Like, I don't think those two were quite as related as it appeared in that.
So the way that it was presented, you're right. I want to hear the beginning of this now. I just came across this clip right before the show, so I want to know what they actually were.
What led up to him talking about that?
Yeah, and I need to see a picture of the nanny.
Yeah, I'm going to see it. I need to believe.
Yeah, we need to hear it.
If it looked anything like the woman from the show, The Nanny, who's going to blame him?
That's true. Yeah, President Trump. I also have kind of a thing Trump. For Fran Drescher.
Yeah,
you know?
Fran Drescher's attractive. Well, we know that's a compliment to Fran Drescher. What you're saying right now, the media will not interpret it that way.
Well, Brad, the media misinterprets a lot of the things I say. I say how I feel, and I feel how I say.
Yeah, they don't realize you saying you'd grab it by the pee is like that's the highest compliment.
Oh, I would never grab anything by the penis, Brad.
Well, not even.
No.
What about by the bussy?
Oh, the bussy. I love a good bussy.
Is that true? Wow, we're learning a lot of new things.
You've got the same haircut as RFK.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is breaking news. I have to say, I'm a bit taken aback, Mr. President. I mean, this could actually really help your poll numbers in some demographics. President Trump loves a good bussy.
I mean, it's just fun to say, isn't it?
Is it like a hairy bussy or a shaved bussy?
Waxed.
It's got to be waxed.
A waxed bussy?
Yeah, have you ever been to Bussy's, the giant gas station?
No.
No. I haven't.
They have them all over the southeast. Bussy's.
Bussies, huh?
Yeah.
Beaver outside of them.
Oh, so this is just okay. Yeah. The bit of a could be interpreted the wrong way. Is all I'm worried about for you, Mr. President. Now there was another story about timed perfectly for this Biden stuff. The approval of a new how you say it? Alzheimer's drug?
Alzheimer's?
Dementia? Yeah, I always throw the T in there.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Alzheimer's. You gotta say the H. Alzheimer's.
So
Alzheimer's.
Well, there's a new drug out.
Alzheimer's.
I wonder how effective it is. So this was another wrinkle in all of this. If there's a new drug out that is effective on this, then Biden is going to get it. But is it immediately effective, or is it just like prevent the deterioration?
I don't know. There may be. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Is it cocaine eye drops? Because he's been trying that.
Well, they left those at home for that last debate. Well, how did you feel during that last debate, by the way?
Sometimes you just got to sit back and let somebody talk, Brad.
Very smart.
Yep. Yeah, and you did that.
You don't want to argue with a fool,
I just listened to all the advice I'd been getting on social media.
Sure, you get some of the best advice.
Yeah, they keep saying, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Well, you can't get penetrated there if you keep it shut.
Right.
What happened during the commercial breaks?
What happened during the commercial break?
Yeah, we couldn't see. There's 2 commercial breaks. We couldn't see what was going on.
They just had a dancing show in front of Biden to get his energy back up.
Really?
They brought in bears and clown suits and had them juggle.
Jeez. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, they played that song.
I don't know. Are you telling the truth?
I'm not one to lie, Brad. I'm just like Abraham Lincoln.
Well, they did say that you told more lies in that debate than any in presidential in history. In the history of all debates, you told the most lies.
Yep.
Yeah, and I still have people saying that Biden's just a stuttering grandpa.
Or some people said that he was possibly up late the night before working on top security or top secret national security classified stuff. Could have been an explanation.
Yeah. Probably reorganizing the files that you had taken out for so long.
Yeah.
He's probably he's like, oh, where does this go? Walking through the library.
That's a pain in the ass to organize that.
I mean, all those files, all they did was prove that they'd been tinkerbelling on tinkling in hotel rooms,
What does that mean?
That all the Russian hotel stuff was fake and made up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah. I mean, we assume it's fake anyway.
Yeah.
So, a good news story, Mr. President. Well, maybe it's good news for you. I don't know. For me, I think it's good. There's a woman in Tennessee who she was fired for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine. She was fired by is it Blue Cross Blue Shield? It was one of those big health insurance companies, and she just won a lawsuit today. She won $700,000.
More lawsuits coming.
Yeah, she's from this company because she didn't take it because of a religious claim. And a lot of the challenge was, well, you're just saying that you're doing it, you don't want it for the religious, but the court found that it was actually, there was plenty of evidence that she did not want to get it for religious purposes, and they awarded her $700,000 because they took her job away from her and probably made her life very hard for a little while. So
seems like she should get more.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to see that up to $1 million or so, and maybe she will get more. But that's good to see that some courts at the local level are doing some of the right stuff.
Well, a company like Blue Cross Blue Shield, it's probably hard for them to pay out, such a substantial amount of $700,000 to $1 million.
You think it's hard for them to pay that out?
No, I'm being facetious.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
See, that's the problem. People don't know what jokes are anymore.
Well, you are the president, and, people take everything you say seriously, sir.
That's true.
Well, I'm just going to be a dictator for a day.
Well,
sir, stop saying that you're going to be a dictator all the time forever.
So
I didn't. I said for a day, not all the time.
Why'd you say you're going to be a dictator forever again?
Yeah, dude, stop talking about.
You got Kennedy going around saying he's going to be king of the world and strap himself to the front of a boat like the Titanic.
I don't know that you said the last part of that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Some quack says he's calling bussies from now on. That's funny.
Bussies, the giant gas station.
Yeah, right.
Get yourself some bussy here.
Giant gas station.
Go get you some roast bussy inside of there. They have a lot of barbecue and
you can fit a lot of people in those bussies. Look at this here. I was looking at this earlier, and I want to see if you notice what is out of place, Mr. President.
Oh, is this like one of those images?
No, it's not. It's struggle session, communist struggle session. It's the wiki page for that.
Oh,
and they always have the recommendations for also check out or whatever it is down here. Look at this. You know what those are? Those struggle sessions.
Yeah.
They did.
Do you know what those are, Mr. President? You know what those are, right? You've been briefed on struggle sessions.
Do you have those documents?
No, but I it sounds like a very victimized leftist thing.
Well, it's what they describe it on Wiki is there were violent public spectacles in Mao's China where people were accused of being class enemies or publicly humiliated, accused, beaten and tortured, sometimes to death, often by people with whom they were close. So they would just turn families and friends against each other and get people to rat each other out and stuff like that. A little bit harder of something something we see over here right now. It's not quite
kind of like Soros telling the Nazis where families were hiding.
I don't know that it actually fits into the category. That's also bad. But if he were turned against his own family, I want you to look at the see also. This is the see also for struggle sessions. Is there anything that stands out there as being kind of out of place?
Yes.
I can't read that small.
The last one looks a little bit out of place.
Yes. So here's what it says in the see also section of struggle session. All right. You have acts of repudiation, anti-Bolshevik League incident, campaign to suppress counter-revolutionaries, class warfare, the Futian incident, kangaroo court, presumption of guilt, self-criticism, as in the Marxism-Leninism self-criticism, show trial, 2 minutes of hate, and then finally, Festivus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah. It's the airing of grievances.
They have, for the struggle session, Mao struggle sessions, they say, see also Festivus, which maybe that's what that was, the humiliation ritual George and his father went through.
Maybe.
I heard that Kruger's company stinks.
Well, you heard what?
Kruger's company stinks.
Kroger's company?
Kruger, the guy George worked for. Brad, you need to rewatch Seinfeld.
Right. No, it's a Seinfeld reference. I would say Zach here says that struggle session is what Ashley Biden calls bath time. Yes, absolutely. Right.
Mm-hmm. Come here, Ashley.
Right. It's what Hunter Biden calls,
Come on,
something he never got. He got left out.
Come on, take a bath with me.
It's kind people give Hunter a lot of shit, but I know I said this before, but Hunter, he was the oldest child. He had to grow up fondling himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. For how long, we don't even know.
We have no idea. His daughter, she doesn't have hands. Her dad does it for her.
Yeah. You think he's going to fondle one of those German shepherds?
No, dude. Not. I mean, he might, by the bussy.
Yeah, he might grab.
Dog bussy.
That'd be a dissy.
A what?
A dissy.
A dissy?
Dussy.
A dussy? A dussy?
What is
dog
that?
Pussy.
Jeez, you can't say that word. This is Mr. President.
You are not in the locker room right now.
You guys just keep setting me up.
We're not setting you up.
Nobody's setting you up.
I thought this was a place for free speech for the longest time.
No, it is. Dude. We're just looking out for you.
We're
sensitized.
No, we have your back. We
don't want Rachel Maddow to bottom you out, dude.
You see the size of her penis neck?
Maddow's good at.
What's that?
That's all Rachel Maddow's good at.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're going to send this to the White House and Kamala. We're going to get in and go with Kamala. I think this is probably how they become aides and stuff, is they just rat other people out, these vultures. Can you imagine a president? Let's go back to that for a second. A President Kamala Harris? I mean, can you just imagine that scenario?
Jeez.
Well, I was talking to I was talking to a citizen, not too long ago. Let's just say his name is Jay Hall, and he was referring to some of his friends. Let's call him M. King and B. Holden, and they got mad at him for making fun of Biden during the debate.
Wow.
Yeah, well.
But the surprising thing is M. King, claimed to have been a Republican for years, and now he's bottoming out to Biden.
That's the one thing Biden did do in this country, is he did exponentially increase the number of trans.
Yeah, that's been one of his missions.
Which, there was a story today. I just don't get this. I mean, I get it, but the headline is Nikki Hiltz qualifies for U.S. Olympic team as a transgender athlete. So Nikki Hiltz is a transgender, non-binary athlete who identifies as a female.
Okay.
Who qualified for the U.S. Olympic team in women's 1,500 meter swimming. She's a biological female. So she's notable only because she calls herself a transgender. She's just a chick who's on the chicks team.
That's the loophole. That's what we can do, guys.
Wait a minute.
We don't have to change a thing.
Biological female?
Yeah, this is a female.
This is a female.
She's a transgender. She's on the gender spectrum.
Wait,
right.
I'm very confused now.
I know. So, like if you take it to its simplest, this is a person who is a woman who has a vagina.
She's got gender Alzheimer's.
Yeah, who made the Olympics on the women's team, but who is getting praise and news coverage because she calls herself a transgender, non-binary athlete, yet she identifies as a female. Well,
right.
How are you transgender, non-binary, if you're a female who identifies as a fucking female?
Because female is sex and woman is gender.
Maybe you're right. I don't
know. That's they get all twisted around. It is perplexing. It's very difficult math This is very advanced mathematics.
It even says in the article, this achievement. Yes, it's an achievement for a female to make the female team. It's not a transgender.
But because of her
achievement?
thoughts, okay, that's what makes it amazing. Because of the way she feels about herself.
Yeah, just let me read this paragraph to you. Yeah, it's all about that subjective feeling. It's just so like convoluted. Nikki Hiltz, a transgender non-binary athlete who identifies as female, has qualified for the U.S. Olympic team in the women's 1,500-meter race. This achievement has sparked a significant debate, with some arguing that Hiltz, being biologically female, should be allowed to compete in the women's category, while others believe that transgender athletes should compete in the category that aligns with their biological sex at birth, which is female in her case. This discussion also touches on the broader issue of fairness and inclusion in sports, with some expressing concern.
I got a really easy answer for this. Why don't they just make like the trans NFL and the trans NBA and
because then everyone would watch it. We know the answer. Because everyone would watch it. The NFL would lose bazillions of dollars because I know I'm tuning in to trans football.
Right. Well, so the arguments against this that are calling this person out, which is just a chick who made the chicks team who wants attention, so she's saying she's trans. But there's people who are going, well, why didn't she join the men's team? So I don't think I fully understand trans here.
Does she not?
How are you a trans who is biologically born a female who identifies as a female, yet you're still trans? What the?
It doesn't make any sense.
She doesn't want to be a boy?
No, she doesn't want to be a boy.
No.
She's a girl. She's a girl who thinks she's a girl.
So let me tell you guys, there's in the book
yeah,
of Genesis,
right. That's exactly what she is. Yes.
In the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge.
Oh, good.
And the world was given to the light bearer. And this is the situation we're in right now. You don't live in a world that's run by that's run by man or God. You live in a world that's controlled by Satan.
That's true.
All right. Well,
I'm Episcopalian. I know these things.
Oh, really? I
didn't realize that. Vast array of cultural and biblical knowledge, Mr. President. Do you guys have time to do a quick smoking gun story? Then
let's do it. And then we got to go.
Get out of here.
We got to get back to a normal life.
Normal life. So let's we'll pick one and see which one we think.
My life isn't that normal.
I know, Mr. President.
You guys really should come down to Mar-a-Lago sometime.
You should take us. You should take us on with the White House press pool. Take us with you around the. Once you get reelected, take us with you around the world.
I'd love to make that prison team.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you got the pussy for it.
We'll get our bussies nice and worked out.
They'll be in order. The gas station. We own those gas stations. That's what it is. All right. So here we have articles to choose from. Woman lands in cuffs over cuddle kerfuffle. That's one. Another is 2 seniors swindled out of $400K in gold. Let's go to the most popular. A teacher caught in bed with teen student. That's like that. How many stories are there like that every single day?
Every day.
Woman 18 meets a guy on dating app, gets cold feet, calls 911. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Ex-con in domestic honey bun arrest. All right, so what do you guys think there? The woman lands in cuffs over cuddle kerfuffle. 18-year-old meets a guy, gets cold feet, calls 911, or ex-con in honey bun arrest.
I mean, does the honey bun arrest have to do with the patented delicious gas station treat, the honey bun?
I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't say. It has it in quotes. It has honey bun in quotes.
Yeah, so honey bun. I haven't seen that one. The other two I have glanced through, and those are pretty funny. I don't know what that one is.
The woman 18 meets a guy on dating app caught my eye.
All right, let's do that one. Let's go with that one. We have Steve on Rockfin says, takes playing make-believe to a new level. Only pronouns I respect. Talking about the swimmer, the female who identifies as female, but is trans somehow.
Yeah.
The only pronouns I respect are Sam Tripoli's. Yes, me too. All right, so let's see what
Sam
happened.
Tripoli's a pronoun?
Sam Tripoli, you have to watch some of his shows, stand up to see what his pronouns are.
I'm not going to take the time to do that.
He's funny, Mr. President. You should check him out. All right. All right, woman 18 years old. And this is what culture has gotten to. Like this right here. We have created a culture that makes people feel that it's okay to women, that it's okay to do stuff like this, just like they feel it's okay to identify as a woman and also a trans and be a major news story. Mm-hmm. Here's what this one says. After matching with a man on a dating app, an Iowa woman exchanged text with a guy.
Is that her?
Yes, it is.
Ugh. All right, go on. Sorry.
Mr. President, if you could please hold your disgust.
Yeah, she might want to vote for you. But she might want to vote for you, Mr. President.
Yeah, you could lose a voter with behavior like that.
Not looking like that, she's not.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, so Dee's
Republican women.
Yeah, Dee's Last says he can say what Sam's pronouns are. Yes, yes, he can. Sam has been to our comedy club in Toronto. Sam's a great guy. He is a great guy. Totally. So, all right, goes on to say. All right, the Iowa woman exchanged texts with him for arranging to meet him in person at her residence. But when Samawa Thomas, it's like sumo, like a sumo wrestler. Sumya.
She's like a sumo wrestler.
Sumoya Thomas, 18, got cold feet. She dialed 911 in a remarkably harebrained bid to avoid in real life interaction.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Her name is Sumo?
Well, it's
Sumaya.
I'm pronouncing it that
Sumaya.
way. Because of the way you described her size, Mr. President. I thought that might be like a nickname you would give her.
She's not sumo. She's
I would.
Suma.
As detailed in the criminal complaint, Thomas, who lives in Iowa City suburb, called police to report that her abusive ex-boyfriend had shown up outside her residence and was sending her threats via Snapchat to, quote, hit, punch, kick, and stab her, as Biden would say, end quote. Thomas claimed that she, quote, has known this man for 2 years and that she was pregnant with his baby. She just made all that up.
Wow.
Officers responding to Thomas's residence encountered a male leaving the scene and began an in-depth investigation about the reports being made. The man, who was detained by police, explained that he began speaking with Thomas just over a week ago on a dating app and provided text messages that showed he was being honest and he really did just meet this female who had just told them that they had been, what did she say again? That they had been...
That they'd been dating for 2 years.
Abusive ex.
Pregnant with his baby. He was threatening to hit, punch, kick, and stab her.
So that's what she goes to.
And this isn't the honey bun story?
No, this is not the honey bun story.
There's no honey buns in this story. Sorry.
That's because she ate them all.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. After multiple...
toxic males have no place in Star Wars.
That's true. Not anymore, they don't.
And after the acolyte. After multiple interviews with police, Thomas, seen above, there she is, not even one to make eye contact. I wonder what her profile picture was. It couldn't have been this,
right? A catfish.
Yeah. After multiple interviews, Thomas admitted she had been lying, claiming she got cold feet on meeting him and no longer wanted to. Yeah, so she fabricated the tales of abuse because she didn't think officers would help her.
What the hell?
Would help, so she made up this call and the events that she described. Well, it's like she needs police to intervene to stop. That is crazy. After being read her rights, Thomas, the cops reported, explained that she pulled the 911 gambit because she didn't want the male here she didn't want the mail here and felt we wouldn't be able to do anything if she just called in normal. She just called in to say, hey, I don't want to date this guy. The police wouldn't have showed up and arrested him.
Yeah, because, well, just newsflash, that's not the job of the police. They're not here to clean up your...
They're not the bad decisions. They're not here to stop
bad dating decisions.
Yeah. Thomas, seen above, was arrested for placing a false 911 call and making a fake report of an indictable offense, both of which are misdemeanors. She was released the next day. So, that guy, what if some people see cops and they run, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he runs and then bang, bang.
He gets killed.
And then they have protests all over the country.
Right.
Right. Yes. And it was all because she made up a story because she didn't want to meet this guy.
You know, and see, she is like the epitome and poster child of a Biden supporter right there.
I mean, she identifies as female.
That's true. Could be a little MAGA.
No, Brad, no. Have you seen...
Would you accept her vote?
Have you seen Republican women?
Mr. President, would you accept her vote?
You know, I think I'd toss it back.
Yeah.
I think I'd toss it back.
You get rid of it. All right, you're at a rally. You do such a great job with real people who they surround.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful people.
Sometimes not so beautiful, just regular people.
I mean, even the regular people that support me.
I remember seeing you sign that bartender, that pretty blonde bartender, and the wife beater's chest, an autograph. You're at a bar. Everybody's saying, "We love you, Trump. We love Trump." And then you turn around, and this woman here, what's her name again? Sumaya Thomas, is standing right there pulling her shirt down. I mean, she definitely has some probably large breasts.
Mm-hmm.
Do you sign those breasts?
Is there hand sanitizer and gloves around?
It's at least opposite end of the bar. 30, 40 feet away.
Everyone's cheering you on.
You're not making this easy for me, and I don't think they'd be cheering Sumo on.
They're all cheering you on. They're all cheering you on. Yeah. They're all saying USA, USA.
Suma Thomas.
Sumaya
Thomas. And she's doing this. She's holding the V to her, and she's licking her tongue in between the V while she's waiting on you.
You know, I'd be worried about signing her breasts though, because she might call the police on me.
After what you
my Rikers stay would be extended.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You know, because unlike that poor man that she did it to, you know, the corrupt DOJ would just be looking to throw another book at me.
Yeah. I bet you'd throw Vivek on that chick.
Yeah, I'd be like, here, Vivek, you take care of it with your, you know, and he's small enough just to crawl up in there.
Oh yeah, he's tiny. We'd never see him again.
He's tiny.
All right. Well, I think we can end right there. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chats on Rockfin, YouTube, Rumble, and Ian, Mr. President. Thank you for joining us. Ian, anywhere you want to direct people? I know the
Reginald V. Actor. Yeah, Reginald V. Actor. You can come hang out with me there if you want. That's a good place.
So he's got a fun X account. Especially if you're in on the joke, check it out. Mm-hmm. And Mr. President, Action Show Studios. Good night, Joke Biden 2024.
The real Donald Trump on Truth Social.
The real Donald Trump and Action Show Studios, I would say as well. Thank you guys. We'll do it again soon. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Propagandafight.com.